All right, hello and welcome everyone to the third annual Pride Flag Raising event. My name is Terry Ying and I serve as the chair for the Equal Rights Commission for the City of Green Bay. And I have the privilege to be standing next to two of my colleagues, Commissioner Shelton and Commissioner Vincent, who happened to actually make history. He was the first person to raise the first Pride Flag here 3 years ago. Today not only signifies a day of celebration, but it signifies the solidification of allyship between the LGBTQ plus community and the city. I want to say a great big thank you to the mayor, the chief of staff, his team, Andrea Fox, for creating this event. 3 years ago, what it was a group of people standing here, and today it's quadrupled in size. We have more allyships, more organizations here, and it just makes my heart so warm to see this. So thank you again everyone for making time to come to this event today. I'm going to pass over the mic to Pastor Rachel now.
I can tell I'm going to have to use my real preacher voice. My name is Pastor Rachel Knoke, and I am proud to call Green Bay home. I am also very proud to serve as the pastor of Trinity Lutheran, which is just a little bit down the road from here. It is on the west side of the river, but I promise you there are good things over there as well, too. I am very deeply honored to be with you here today, and I do want to thank Mayor Genrich for the invitation to speak. I've been invited to speak as a member of the faith community of Green Bay, and I am not going to stand up here and pretend that I speak for the entire faith community of Green Bay. I'm not even going to pretend to speak for all of the Christians of Green Bay, because I know I don't. If you think politics are divisive, Christians have thousands of years of practice on all you guys. But I am very glad to be here. And my only hope is to share something of the God that I have come to know over my life with you. The God whose weapon of choice is the perseverance of love. A love that knows that change sometimes takes lifetimes, sometimes even generations. Dietrich Bonhoeffer, a good old Lutheran theologian, he once wrote that love is patient and kind. That means that love can wait. It can wait a long time, wait to the very end. It never gets impatient. Love becomes a fool because of its faith. Yet it is right in the end. It is victimized and duped and lied to as a result, but nevertheless stands its ground. Love believes all things because it cannot help but believe that ultimately, when all is said and done, all people are called to be overcome by love. All people are called to be overcome by love. That is where we are going. That is the horizon we set our eyes to. And we know that we are not there yet. We know we're not there yet. But love perseveres. Love doesn't give up because it can't. Like rain that wears down the mountains, love keeps chipping away at all those stony corners of our hearts until all that's left is love. We're gathering today on this somewhat dodgy June day to raise a rainbow flag over one small building in one small town in one very, very big world. And I know it would be easy to say, what's the big deal? Who cares? But don't be fooled, because this is exactly what the perseverance of love looks like. I know that we want grand gestures and monumental decisions, but most of the time it is the day-to-day, hour-to-hour work of choosing love over division, love over fear, love over judgment, over a lifetime, across generations. And for all of the brothers and sisters and siblings of history, who dared to tell the truth of their lives, who dared to love who they loved, who dared to lay their very lives on the ground so that we can be here today. This is for them. And this is for us. And this is for the promise of the community that we are becoming. A community that sets its eyes on the horizon of love. Not where we are, but where we are going. And I'll end with the wisdom of Bonhoeffer, because he is so much wiser than I. He says, to hope all things without love is idle and foolish optimism. To hope all things with love is the power from which a nation and a church can take courage. And so I pray that you are all overcome by the perseverance of love, and that that love may give us the courage we need to meet this world with love for as long as it takes. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pastor Rachel, for joining us. Thanks to Terry Yang and her fellow Equal Rights Commission members for all the work that you've done over these last few years to build this community that we are moving towards, a community that makes space for everyone, that celebrates inclusivity, that recognizes the contributions of all community members, especially those from the LGBTQ community, which of course we are celebrating today. I also want to recognize a few elected officials who have joined us. Alder Alyssa Prophet is here with us. We also have Alder Joey Presley, who's joining us today, some of our newest alders. I'm not sure if we have any other elected officials in the House, but wanted to recognize them and thank them for being here today. Tara and Rachel said everything really beautifully, and I just want to add that it's a privilege to be able to be here now for the third year to raise the pride flag here in front of City Hall. When I ran for mayor back in 2019, I made it really clear that I wanted to be leading a city that was a community for all. And as I said, this is a really critical piece of that. When I came into office, the Human Rights Campaign had given the city a score of 24 out of 100. Regardless of if you're grading on a curve, I think that's probably failing. Now we're really proud to be able to say that we're at 98 out of 100. And then hopefully on our way to a perfect score here very soon. I don't need to tell you that this is a difficult time for a lot of members of the LGBTQ community. And regardless of what I think and the way I'm trying to lead, I know that that doesn't solve all the problems that you all are facing. But it's really important for me to do everything in my power here as the mayor of Green Bay to send the right message, to make it clear that we are a community for everyone, that we are open, that we're inclusive, and that's really the best way that we can lead and the best way that we're going to be able to thrive as a city here in the 21st century. So again, thank you so much for joining us to jointly raise the pride flag here in front of City Hall. And now I'd like to make things official, proclaiming it to be Pride Month in the city of Green Bay. So here we go. So whereas the city of Green Bay values the lives and contributions of lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer community members, and whereas June 28th, 2024 marks the 55th anniversary of the Stonewall Uprising, which is generally recognized as one of the most important historical events in the civil rights struggle of LGBTQ Americans, and whereas on June 15th, 2020, the United States Supreme Court ruled that the Civil Rights Act of 1964 prohibits employment discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation and gender identity, and whereas the city of Green Bay is committed to building a community that is open to and inclusive of the perspectives and experiences of a diverse population, including LGBTQ residents, and whereas we recognize and embrace the responsibility to create a city workplace that is supportive of all employees and responsive to their needs, and whereas this internal and external work on items of importance to the LGBTQ community is an essential responsibility of the city's Equal Rights Commission, and whereas we're committed to continually improving our community score on the Human Rights Campaign's Municipal Equality Index, which rates cities based on the inclusivity of municipal laws, policies, and services with regard to the LGBTQ population. Now, therefore, I, Eric Genrich, Mayor of the City of Green Bay, do hereby proclaim June 2024 as Pride Month in Green Bay and encourage all residents of our community to recognize and celebrate our fellow Green Bay residents who identify as LGBTQ. Congratulations, everybody. Here we go. And now it's time to raise the flag. Civil Rights Commission members want to join us? We'll raise the flag.
Alyssa? Alyssa,